Hi YouTubers, today we're going to talk about currency, specifically the currency of Zimbabwe. So in 2007, Zimbabwe started printing these notes. You'll see standard denominations 1, 5, 10, 20, 100. Well, Zimbabwe had just devalued their currency and reprinted notes. This was after several years of economic recession. In the 1990s, they seized farms and tried to redistribute land. It led to downfall in production, as a lot of these farmers had never owned farms. They didn't know what to do. Things weren't going all that well. There was government corruption. The government was involved in the Second Congo War. So these new bills weren't really backed by any more than the old bills, and the people didn't really trust them. And that's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy for what happened next, which was inflation. So you have $500 bills, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, and as the government just kept printing bills to try to print their way out of it, it just led to hyperinflation. 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, million, 10 million, 50 million, 100 million, 200 million, 500 million, a billion, 5 billion, 10 billion, 20 billion, 50 billion. Now we get up to the $10 trillion bill. So at the time, this note was the largest note ever printed. It broke the record of the 500 billion Yugoslavian dinar. So at 10 trillion, this note was the biggest one ever printed. And one problem was that most standard little handheld calculators just don't have this many digits. But of course they didn't stop there. They printed the 20 trillion, the 50 trillion, and finally the big one, the $100 trillion note. And this still holds the record as the largest note ever printed. If you could exchange this, I think the rate was about $30 US, but more than likely you couldn't exchange it. And I think that this note says 2008, so you're looking at a period of about 2 years where you went from 1, 5, 10 to, trillions. So at this point, the government just kind of abandoned their currency, and now they mostly use US dollars and South Africa and Rand. I think they are trying a new currency finally 10 years later, but we'll see how that goes. But this is a interesting collection. It shows you hyperinflation at its most extreme. There are 27 notes in all before they finally just couldn't print anymore. And I think to the people of Zimbabwe, these are worth much more to foreign collectors than they ever were as a currency in their own country. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please comment below, like, and subscribe.